Hola a todos, ¿cómo estáis? Un poco de resaca, como decimos en España. Thank you all for being here. My name is Alejandro Palanzas. I work for Kraken, the digital assets exchange. I do business development with a focus in Latin America, my favorite region in the world, where people question more often what is a stable currency. I have cousins from Venezuela, so if I told them that their currency is stable, they're going to disagree, they may kill me. We all like crypto because it gives us another option to transition from a currency that's not very stable or that's not very liquid, nobody wants to deal with it, or there are capital controls. I'm Greek, we've been having capital controls for 3 years so far. Hopefully next year we won't have them. In any case, there's a lot of people who complain about the ups and downs of crypto. And there is a difficulty to get banking and gain access to the traditional, what we call bad money, paper money, and get into crypto. So here we are. We have 4 very interesting projects that will try to offer more options for people to gain access to crypto and not suffer from the ups and downs that crypto has until it gains the mass adoption that we all wish. Please welcome with me Mr. Maximiliano Carjuza, who is with the project Money on Chain. So he's going to tell us all about it. Thank you.
Buenos días. La característica más importante que nosotros creemos que tiene Bitcoin es la descentralización. Uno de los grandes problemas que tiene Bitcoin hoy y algo que está frenando de alguna manera la adopción es justamente esta altísima volatilidad que tiene Bitcoin. Nosotros creemos que una stablecoin es una herramienta que va a acelerar muchísimo la adopción de Bitcoin y va a generar muchísimos casos de uso para los cuales hoy no podemos utilizar Bitcoin. Pero creemos que preservar esa descentralización es fundamental. Les voy a pasar un video sobre lo que es Money on Chain y después vamos a ver un poquito más en detalle cómo funciona.
Bitcoin has revolutionized money by making it possible for us to do things that would once have been unthinkable. For the first time ever, a form of money became available whose supply was fixed and predictable. Bitcoin enabled fast and secure peer-to-peer transactions that eliminated the need for a trusted third party. All over the world, traders, businesses, investors, and savers have started using Bitcoin, but there are countless more ways it could be used. Money on Chain harnesses this unrealized potential. The supply of Bitcoin is limited, and the market is small, so prices fluctuate dramatically. This attracts speculative investors, which makes prices even more volatile and limits what Bitcoin can be used for. Our platform includes all of Bitcoin's core features, so it is counterparty risk-free and censorship-resistant. There are plenty of stablecoins on the market, but ours is unique. It's the only stablecoin in the world that uses Bitcoin as collateral and is secured by Bitcoin miners. The stablecoin we've designed is called the Dollar on Chain, or DOC. The Bitcoin collateral behind it can be used in 2 ways. Bitcoin holders can buy BPRO tokens. Risk seekers and traders can make leveraged Bitcoin operations. The price of the Dollar on Chain is pegged to the US dollar. The DOC is a way around the volatility of Bitcoin and can be used for trading or as a stablecoin for smart contract operations like loans and insurance deals. Our BPRO token makes the Dollar on Chain stable by absorbing its volatility and sharing it among other users who are interested in leveraged Bitcoin operations. Sharing the leverage gives BPRO holders a passive income. Traders and speculators will be able to make leveraged Bitcoin operations at a low cost. The whole system will be a decentralized, autonomous organization governed by the holders of the Money on Chain token. The system will run on RSK, the network of smart contracts guaranteed by Bitcoin miners. Money on Chain was created for Bitcoiners by Bitcoiners because we know that there is no better guarantee than Bitcoin. Money on Chain, backed by Bitcoin, powered by RSK.
Bueno, entonces la idea detrás de este sistema se trata de identificar a los tres grandes tipos de usuarios que tiene Bitcoin hoy. Por un lado tenemos gente que busca estabilidad, a los cuales queremos darle una solución descentralizada y sin riesgo de contraparte. Por otro lado tenemos los holders de Bitcoin, esos que guardan los Bitcoin durante mucho tiempo, a los cuales estamos buscando darles una manera de recibir un passive income, algo que a todos les gustaría tener, una especie de interés por tener esos Bitcoins. Y por otro lado tenemos los traders o los especuladores que buscan leverage, a los cuales les estamos dando una herramienta. Acá tenemos un 2X, pero podría ser 2X, 5X, 10X, 20X, a la suba o a la baja del precio del Bitcoin. A ellos queremos darle una herramienta también descentralizada y sin riesgo de contraparte, donde paguen ese leverage más barato que en el resto del mercado. Si a alguno le interesa, hoy no voy a explicar, por supuesto, la matemática detrás de esto, porque es bastante compleja y por una cuestión de tiempo, me queda algo así como un minuto, no lo vamos a hacer hoy. Pero voy a estar en Chile el resto de la tarde y mañana. Si alguno quiere ver más en detalle cómo funciona esto, me busca, hacemos una reunión y se los explicamos. Muchas gracias.
Great project. I love Rootstock.
Thank you.
We're going to go with the next project, again from Argentina, the heart of Bitcoin and crypto innovation in our beloved region. So we have with us José Alberto Bravo with CCLP.
Chile, eso sí.
Sorry.
¿Cómo están? Un gusto estar de nuevo ahora acá. Lo que sí ahora voy a hablar a nombre de la Asociación Gremial. Esto es un esfuerzo que no es de la empresa, sino que es un asunto que estamos tratando de dar soluciones de base institucional a problemas comunes. Evidentemente el desafío... ¿Está por acá el controlador de slides? No, el controlador del... No, ¿este es?
Yeah,
Lo cambiaron.
Mercury retrograde, don't worry about it.
Okay. Bueno, como les decía, acá lo que estamos tratando de hacer es activar la economía cripto en Chile. Y para eso, sin duda, el tema de una moneda estable tiene que ver con facilitar el uso. Es un mundo distinto, con y sin, sobre todo está anclado la moneda local. Pues bien, les voy a contar entonces qué es lo que estamos armando. Perfecto. Ya. Bueno, en fin. Nosotros, sin duda, existe la economía cripto que puede funcionar autónomamente con herramientas como la que acabamos de ver, fantástico. Sin duda existe el mundo tradicional, basado en anclado en moneda fiat, fantástico. Lo que queremos es ver de qué modo podemos facilitar la conexión entre ambos sistemas. Y creemos que hay tres elementos que son esenciales y que deben ser resueltos. Identidad, por lo pronto, procesos fiscales, cosa que sea una conexión desde el fisco como usuario también, y lo que vamos a hablar ahora, la conexión del dinero. Cómo podemos hacer una transición que sea sana y fluida del dinero de una economía a otra. Pues bien, hoy día la conexión entre ambos mundos se hace a través de los exchanges. Y sabemos que, si bien fantástico que existan en nuestra vía de conexión, tiene una serie de deficiencias. Hoy día, para nosotros en Chile, particularmente grave es esto. Pasa a través de la banca, y la banca son agentes interesados, y hoy día tenemos una serie, como saben ustedes, problemas judiciales, incluso con respecto a los cierres de cuentas. Y eso es un riesgo que no podemos aceptar. No nos olvidemos que acá estamos hablando de construir herramientas que sean tan seguras que hagan necesaria la confianza en las personas. Por lo tanto, tienen que ser completamente confiables los instrumentos que utilicemos para este intercambio. El valor, esencialmente, debe ser una piedra filosofal rígida, dura, estable. En fin. ¿Qué es lo que estamos planteando entonces? La creación de un stablecoin anclada al peso chileno, pero de base institucional. ¿Y de qué modo funciona? Primero, una vista un poco más distante de qué se trata este fenómeno. Cuando hablamos de un stablecoin con un respaldo, por supuesto que hay otros modelos, no estamos hablando más que están vendiendo criptocosas, que están vendiendo criptocosas, que son objetos digitales, que son únicos, irreproducibles y programables, con la particularidad que el emisor está dispuesto a recomprarlo en cualquier momento al mismo precio. No es ni más ni menos que eso, no hay ninguna gran complejidad. El punto es que esto también es posible entenderlo en una dimensión financiera, aislando lo evidente que el verdadero driver de adopción tiene que ver con el uso. Tenemos que una perspectiva financiera no es más que el préstamo por un plazo indeterminado a tasa cero. Y eso pareciera fantástico. El punto es que se requiere liquidez y solvencia garantizada. Pero empiezan los problemas. ¿Cómo se garantiza esta liquidez y esta solvencia? ¿Y qué hacer sobre todo con el producto de la venta? ¿Cómo administramos el fondo de respaldo con respecto a cada una de estas unidades monetarias? Lo primero, que es una tentación que tiene que ver con la forma tradicional de entender la economía y los procesos financieros, es que esta acumulación de dinero, sin duda que la podríamos rentar, que genere renta financiera. Y una tentación muy fuerte de hacer. Acá hablamos que pueden ser acumulaciones de pozos relevantes de dinero. Sin embargo, el hecho de sacar rendimiento implica inversiones con algún grado de riesgo, y ese riesgo es intolerable si es que queremos una herramienta segura, confiable. La otra alternativa nos dice, ok, no invirtamos, dejámosla entonces en una cuenta bancaria. Pues bien, estamos entonces heredando todos los riesgos estructurales de la banca. La otra alternativa es hacer custodia física de los billetes. Tampoco tenemos un riesgo serio de seguridad. ¿Cuál es la solución propuesta por nosotros? En primer lugar, la creación del token CCLP. En segundo lugar, la creación de un ente que sea quien lo emita. Y en tercer lugar, la construcción del sistema de respaldo. El CCLP, lo estamos construyendo sobre Ethereum, un token RS20. Y bueno, ustedes saben todos los efectos que esto tiene. Voy a avanzar rápido en función del tiempo. ¿Qué hicimos entonces? Fue crear una fundación, que por definición es sin fines de lucro, que es justamente quien va a desempeñar este rol de administración del respaldo. Ahí tienen cuál es el propósito establecido, el objeto de la fundación. Y resulta que, bueno, pensemos cómo opera el respaldo. Lo óptimo sería que fuese el Estado, que es quien emite la moneda fiat, quien garantice la cobertura. La verdad es que eso se debiese hacer, tiene múltiples ventajas, pero sabemos que hay muchas resistencias conservadoras de eso. Pero tenemos un punto que es próximo, que es usar como respaldo compromisos de pago futuro de ese mismo Estado que le da valor a esta unidad monetaria. En Chile, y por lo tanto lo que vamos a usar como respaldo son instrumentos de deuda pública del Estado emisor de la moneda fiat. Técnicamente en Chile, hoy se desajustaron las formas, pero técnicamente en Chile la deuda pública está contenida en bonos. Los bonos, para aquellos que no lo saben, diferencia el principal, que es la obligación de pago al final del vencimiento del instrumento, con los cupones, que son los escenarios de pago de intereses semestrales, en el caso de Chile. En Chile tenemos una más importante, ahí son las instituciones que la emiten, es el Banco Central, para instrumentos internacionales, y la Tesorería General de la República a nivel local. Pues bien, ¿qué es lo que hacemos entonces? La Fundación CCLP, que es este ente que por definición, sin fines de lucro, eliminamos el riesgo de la tentación de sacar renta financiera de este pozo de respaldo, es la fundación quien compra estos títulos de deuda pública. Se inscribe a nombre de la fundación en el depósito central de valores, la forma de donde se emiten originariamente en forma electrónica. Se inscribe a nombre de la fundación, y la fundación tokeniza estos títulos, este respaldo, automatizando su comportamiento. El capital se fracciona por unidades de moneda, tanto cuanto contenga, y eso se prepara para la emisión del token. Cada vez que hay compra de tokens, entonces se emiten estos tokens cuando ya existe el respaldo representado en estos títulos de deuda, que a su vez circulan, y en el momento de cobro lo que se hace es que se destruye el token RS20 y todo esto funciona. ¿Esto qué es lo que permite? Que este comportamiento de liquidación del respaldo sea un proceso automático, que justamente tan pronto existe la necesidad, se compran nuevos títulos. Tan pronto sea necesario dotar de liquidez, se venden los títulos en un mercado particularmente profundo, líquido y disponible. Eso. Entonces, lo que tenemos finalmente, como les decía, la venta programatizada de títulos de activo de respaldo en caso de cobro, pero importante, que hay un registro público y auditable de la cantidad de tokens en circulación y cuáles son los respaldos fiscales que los que tiene. El resultado finalmente que tenemos un token 1 a 1, pero no, perdón, no es 1 a 1, tenemos un respaldo más que 1 a 1. Respaldamos con mayor reserva lo que se está emitiendo. Esto genera de una forma sana y conectada entre un sistema formal financiero un blindaje de usuarios ante riesgo estructural bancario. Va a ser posible protección ante escenarios de crisis futuras anclado de este instrumento. Y lo interesante es que esto es una solución institucional, financiera, pero que nos desconecta del mundo bancario. Y eso es básicamente lo que estamos persiguiendo. Eso.
Buenísimo. This is a very interesting project.
Muy rápido, pero...
No. Thank you. I'm gonna have a lot of questions our audience will have, but it reflects the good spirit of Chile about fiscal stability,
Exactly.
which I would love they would implement in my home country. Thank you so much, Pepe.
Oye, un detalle solo que se me olvidó relatar. Hay deuda pública chilena que puede usar todo este sistema institucional y automático y seguro, pero también hay deuda pública emitida en dólares y en euros. La expectativa es partir con el peso y después obtener dólares y euros en base a cripto con soporte
I'm
institucional.
having a lot of questions. We'll get back. Thank you. Next, we have a legend in the industry, Mr. Eden Yago, and a wonderful name for your project. It's Greek, so how can I not like it? Epiphyte, please let us know. Thank you.
So, who here likes turbulence? When you're on a plane and the plane starts to shake in the middle of the air? Who here likes that? If you raise your hand, yeah? Yeah, so this is like 1/3 of the audience. You people are sick. But I love turbulence. I love it. Everyone else, most of the people on planes, they're terrified of turbulence. I fall asleep. It's like, it rocks you to sleep. And the truth is, we're sick people. We're sick people. The price of Bitcoin yesterday did this, right? It dived. Ethereum's under, it's almost $1,500. It's now like $85. This is exciting stuff to us. To normal people, it's like living on a roller coaster. You don't want to live on a roller coaster. A roller coaster is something you take you prepare for, and you feel terror when you get on it. So we have here a whole bunch of people who are working on making volatility a thing which is optional for cryptocurrencies, which is extremely exciting. Imagine you could have cryptocurrencies where you get to have censorship resistance, you get to have global transactionability, you get to have 24/7, 365-day transactions instead of just banking hours. All of the advantages of cryptocurrency, but without the volatility. But there's even bigger advantage to stablecoins, which these gentlemen haven't mentioned, which is it's easy to understand, it's super familiar, right? Like a dollar. No one needs to explain to you, if you have a dollar in your wallet on your phone, you got a dollar on your phone. That's it. I don't need to explain anything to you. Bitcoin, I need to explain to you. There's 21 million, and there's hashing, and there's some guy in China, and he's got a computer, and he's doing this mining thing. No, it's a dollar, right? It's a peso. It's extremely easy to understand. And if you don't have to explain to people what it is that you're offering them, then you can start providing them services. So stablecoins are extremely exciting to me, because I think that the big step that we need to take now to go from having hardcore sick people who are involved in this to mass adoption by people who just want to use it, and they don't want to speculate, they just want to get utility. So it's an extremely exciting time now. The last year has been, some people have been calling it the year of the stablecoin, because we've seen so many new stablecoins emerge. I want you to imagine this panel, but instead of just being 3 or 4 people, it winds its way all the way down the stage and into the audience, because we now have over 125 different stablecoin projects that we're tracking, and there will be next year over 250, and we're going to see it continue to grow. Because every small bank, or every e-money provider, or MSB, or anyone who wants to provide services in different countries can launch their own stablecoin. And this is what we'll see them doing, because it allows them to offer their customers the ability to onboard onto the blockchain. But we have a problem. And the problem is that we have 125 different stablecoin projects, which again, now makes things extremely confusing again. You mean I have different kinds of dollar? There's the DAI and the USDT, and there's a GUSD and TUSD, which is different from USDT. What does this mean? And so you start to lose people. Does anyone in the room here have a mother? Raise your hands if you do, right? Do you want to explain this to your mother? No, right? You want to make things as simple as possible. Alejandro over here is from Kraken, right? What they want to do is, that I assume, I don't know your business, but I assume on my basis of what I know, what I know about exchanges, one of the biggest expenses that you have is support tickets, right?
Tell me about it.
Right? Probably Kraken is 90% of the workers are people just answering support tickets.
Wonderful people, by the way, very patient.
Wonderful, very patient people who imagine, now people start using the exchange and there's 120 different flavors of the dollar. How many support tickets just to find out which is the dollar that I need to use? This is not a situation that exchanges can deal with. Or dApps, right? Or payment institutions. And on the other hand, you've got all of these different stablecoin projects, and they want to be available on different dApps and different exchanges. They want to be available on Kraken. So how can we as an industry avoid confusion? Make things extremely simple. Well, I'd like to suggest that there's something special about stablecoins. Stablecoins are designed not to be different from each other, but to be the same. They're designed to be fungible, right? Fungible means that any one can be exchanged for any other one. There shouldn't be any difference. So stablecoins that try to be the dollar, they should all be the same. They're trying to be the dollar. And stablecoins that try to be gold, an ounce of gold, are all trying to be an ounce of gold. And so what we're doing with Cement is we're not trying to create a new stablecoin. We're trying to simplify the existing ecosystem of stablecoins, unify it, and make it extremely simple to use for exchanges, for other stablecoin projects, for dApps. Anyone in the room building a dApp? Hopefully, you should all be raising your hands now. You should all be engaged in building stuff in this space, right? To make your life simple and the lives of your users simple, what we're doing is we're building a smart contract. We call it the Cement Mixer. It allows people to take any, let's talk about the Cement Mixer for dollars, just as an example, to take any stable coin, which is dollar pegged, introduce it into the basket and convert it into a mixed token, which represents the entire set, or into any other specific dollar token. And the goal is to make them fungible for each other so that any dollar token can be converted and used on the exchange. The exchange only needs to list one token, the dApp only needs to list one token, and the user is protected from the potential loss of value of any one particular token. And if we can come together as an industry and do that, we can make stablecoins extremely useful, extremely simple, extremely safe, and we can win. And that's what we're trying to do.
Wow. For one, I love Mr. Yago's passion, and I must say, Epify means something that grows on top of something else. So I'm excited to hear the questions about your project. Last but not least, a man that mentored thousands of people on what is money and what is sound currency, Mr. Joshua Sigala from Volterra.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Alejandro. Yeah, so we run an exchange where Bitcoin is traded with physical allocated gold. I got into crypto because I wanted to get away from fiat. And people call stablecoins, but really we should start calling them fiat coins because that's what they are. And we all, this was an image that went viral of this shop owner in Venezuela. It really shows that fiat just isn't that stable, right, in certain circumstances. So in the long run, we can see here that the dollar has lost 98.2% of its purchasing power in the last 100 years. And you can see here 9/11 happened, gold shot up like crazy, so it's also not super stable at certain times. But if you look over the long time, gold has held value over 3,000 years. Through thick and through thin, through every war and every nightmare that the human condition has thrown at it, it comes out through the other side, still holding value. And this is an interesting characteristic of gold. And it's also valuable around the world in different geographical regions that were not communicating with each other. So there's something about gold that humans just like. So what is wrong with fiat coins? Well, for instance, let's take Tether. Let's pick on Tether for a bit. So Tether has $2.8 billion sitting in 2 bank accounts. Whether they're audited or not, this is a problem. So, for instance, the auditing is very, very vague. I actually talked to one of the ex-auditors who refused to tell me too much about it because of contractual agreements, but he was fired before he could even audit the thing. But let's just say that it's all there, that all the money is there. Well, what's the problem with it? Well, we saw the largest bank in the world. Friday, it was there. Monday, it was gone. Banks disappear all the time because they're over-leveraged or they're speculating on crazy markets. And so to trust that all the money is there is ridiculous. And imagine if those 2.8 billion suddenly disappears because the bank goes broke. Well, it's insured, right? Well, it's insured at most to 200K. So there goes 2.8 billion and it's all of a sudden 200K worth. Fun. The banks could freeze the account. So let's say a bad actor goes on the Silk Road and buys some really dodgy stuff, and the police swoop in and grab this stable coin, this fiat coin, and open up the contract. Well, what is this? Oh, it's collaterals held in a bank account. Boom, the bank freezes it. The bank could also just freeze it because, well, we don't need to say. We just freeze it. And this is a fun game that banks play all the time, actually. They just freeze accounts. And, you know, I've had clients, and I'm sure you've had clients as well, Alejandro, that all of a sudden the bank just goes, oh, money came from Kraken or came from anywhere, some Bitcoin exchange, boom, frozen. Governments also, right, we don't like that because somebody bought something in a country we don't like or whatever. Bank freezes the account or closes it. So, totally. So the other problem is allocation versus unallocation. This is a big problem because money isn't allocated to you. It's in one single account. So if you have a stable coin, a fiat coin, it's not allocated to a certain note in the bank. If the bank account gets taken down, your account gets taken down. So it's very, very different to gold. The other problem also is very, very highly illegal in a lot of countries that are going bankrupt or going through some sort of a crisis to hold foreign currencies. And this comes into play very, very quickly. And not only that, there's a lot of social pressure not to hold foreign currencies because you're unpatriotic and stuff like that. So it can be also dangerous to hold foreign currencies. So what we're doing at Vaultoro is at the moment, for the last 5 years, we've run an exchange where it's only an allocated gold. It's like Kraken has fiat, but it's not tokenized, right? So what we do is we have an exchange where you can trade into gold that's not tokenized, because tokenizing has a lot of problems, and they're problems we've been working on. So one of the biggest problems is fully allocated. So one token should represent one bar. That means if there's a bad actor and the authorities swoop in and take that coin, that smart contract, and they open it up and they see what it's backed by, they can see, okay, it's backed by that single bar. And legally, it's allocated to separate bars. So all the authorities can do is take that single bar. They can't take the whole economy down by shutting the entire vaulting facility down. This works through a smart bailment contract. Bailment law is a very old common law where when you give something to someone, actually when you give money to a bank, it's actually owned by the bank. It's not your money anymore. It's legally the bank's money. That's why they pay you some interest. A bailment law is when you give something to a vaulting facility, it's not their property. It's your legal property, and they're looking after it for you, securing it for you. And this is a very, very important differentiator. So a smart bailment contract would allow for that same law to be processed, but through a smart contract. So that is the important part of gold, is that you can't shut down the entire economy in one go. And this is very, very key, because these stable coins, they have these black swan events that might just shut down the entire economy because of one bad actor. So the other thing you want to look for is that gold is fully insured, right? You can insure gold up to however much you've got. And it's also very, very cheap to secure in a professional vaulting facility rather than at home. In fact, a lot of people say, oh, I only like to hold gold at home, but if you talk to an insurance company, they understand risk. That's all they do is risk. And they'll tell you how risky it is by telling you the price difference. And the price difference to secure gold at home is ridiculously high compared to a vaulting facility. You also want professional auditing, that the gold is all there. You want a massive auditing firm to come in and count that stuff. And that's what we do. And also, you can see in Turkey now, they're also going through a minor crisis. And Erdogan's saying, hey, you can hold gold, but don't sell all your US dollars, sell everything. And they're already starting this propaganda of getting rid of any other currency. So that's what we do, and that's our project. Thanks.
Thank you, Joshua. Wow. Bridging gold, which has been a sound money for thousands of years with crypto, that's amazing by itself, by default. Love it. Thank you. We can open for questions, right?
No idea.
Anybody has a question? Podemos preguntar en español también, yo voy a traducir, no hay problema.
Tenemos traducción simultánea, no tienes que traducir. Hay profesionales en el...
Okay, yeah, better than my accent.
I'm sorry,
Can you hand him the mic? Is the mic?
Hello, okay.
Perfect, thank you. Gracias.
Yeah, for Cement project, how do you manage which stable coins get inside your smart contract? Because I imagine you want to minimize risk of stable coins going below their level.
Is that for me?
Cement project.
For me?
Cement.
Yeah.
Oh, cement. Cool.
Cement, sorry.
All right.
I don't know your name, they like your product
Okay,
already.
then I think I also understand the question. So you're asking, how do we deal with the risk, right? So you have a smart contract, multiple different stable coins are being deposited into the smart contract, and if one of them drops in value, you could reduce the value proportionately of the entire basket. So the way we deal with this is our system has effectively a dual token system. It's actually 3 tokens. The 3 tokens are, we have the stable coins and the mixed token. We have a token which is called the risk token, which is a way for people to get paid by the system to take the risk of any underlying token. And we have the governance token. So I'd like to concentrate on the risk token to answer your question. So the system, as it kind of works as an exchange mechanism. So you pay fees when you convert from one stable coin to another. These fees are very small, but over time they collect. These fees are paid out to the risk token holders. So you can deposit a stable coin, and instead of getting another stable coin or a mixed token instead, you can get a risk token. And now you're getting paid an ongoing fee to protect all of the other users. Now, let's say one of these stable coins loses value, right? When it loses value, the system, the community, it's not through a vote, it's through a kind of prediction market, but the community can choose to kick that token out of the basket. And when it kicks that token out of the basket, the risk token holders are forcibly redeemed for that token. So the risk token holders lose optionality. They can't now convert into any token. They're forced to take the bad token out of the basket, so they absorb the risk, and everyone else basically experiences nothing. They don't even need to know that anything has happened. And so this means that for the average user, there's a way for them to hold stablecoins and experience stability that is protected not just by one stablecoin, but by all of them, and to have lower volatility. And we think this is really important because if one stablecoin project fails, in the same way that some of the ICO projects fail, it's not people who are there to make money and are risking their money that are going to lose their money. It's people who just wanted to save their money who are going to be losing their money. And that is a tragedy and will be a catastrophe for the entire industry. And so we think that all stablecoins can benefit by making sure that most users are protected from the potential loss of any particular stablecoin project.
Hey, this is for Cement as well. So are you guys not doing arbitrage between the different stable coins so as to maintain the price? You're just using the smart contract to like kick out the, I guess like the stable coin that drifts from the actual price, and I guess like the second part to the question is, are you using oracles? Thank you.
Okay, those are two really great questions, thank you. So first of all, we do not have any oracles in the system. And the reason we don't have oracles in the system is we think it makes the system far more simple and easy to understand and far more secure. Instead, the system makes a very simple assumption. All stablecoins need to trade at par. They trade at the peg that they are pegging themselves to. But now, how does the system maintain balance, right? So the community can choose to have different weights. You know, you could have Tether be 5% of the basket, Maker be 7% of the basket, USDC be 3% of the basket. And the basket, the smart contract, will constantly try to keep those weights. And the way it does it is the exchange fees within the system are based on a curve which curves like an S curve but exponentially. We call it the logit curve. As you take the basket out of balance by depositing or withdrawing something which takes the basket out of balance, the fees start to go up. And as you bring the basket back into balance, the fees start to go down. And so that's how the basket defends itself and maintains the balance. And so it's implicitly allowing other traders, market makers, arbitrage traders, to effectively interact with the basket and constantly provide information into the basket through market activity rather than through oracles. So it's all endogenous information.
Any more questions?
Does Volterra intend to issue a stable token backed by gold, like a near C20 or something like that?
So we've been working on it for a while, and the biggest problem that we've come across is the fragmentation problem of gold. So if you hold some Bitcoin, you probably have a few Satoshis of the 10,000 Bitcoin pizza transaction. Because eventually everyone has a bit of everything, because there's only 21 million. And the problem is with gold, if you have 1 gram of gold to 1 token, after a while, if a bad actor has one gram, they'll have a microgram of every single bar in the vault. So if a bad actor comes in and the police open up and say, oh, you own a little bit of this one, a little bit of that one, a little bit of that one, a little bit of that, oh, you own a little bit of every one of them, boom, and they wipe the whole lot. So the problem, we've been trying to solve that problem over the last few years, and writing a smart contract that when you send a gold-backed token, it'll go to a smart contract and defragment and send you the biggest bar in one chunk. That if you are a bad actor, the authorities can only confiscate that single bar and not take down the whole lot. And this is
wonderful.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah,